So these are the items that you should find in your kit. You'll have the box of ammonia test strips, the bottle of nitrite test strips, and for the purposes of this demonstration, a box with the long path adapter. That's this item here. And 2 glass test tubes that you won't be using. A plastic box with plastic test tubes and caps that you will be using. A plastic bag with a plastic pouch holding the color wheel, and foil packets of the reagents that you'll use for the test. The color comparator box that holds the color wheel, and the instructions. You may get 2 sheets of instructions. You'll want to be sure that you use the instructions on the first sheet on the bottom right side labeled test procedure orthophosphate and in parentheses 0 to 0.8 milligrams per liter PO4. You'll be following those procedures as they're written here. The first step says to install the long path adapter in the color comparator box. We'll open the front of the color comparator box, and inside you see a platform. The long path adapter will be placed on that platform so that the mirror is facing forward and the 2 holes are facing up, like this. It should fit in there and sit all the way to the back of the box and be relatively stable. It doesn't mention it on the instructions here, but we should then insert the color wheel. Color wheel fits on a spindle in the middle of the box. That spindle goes through the hole in the middle of the color wheel, and you want to place the color wheel in the box so that you can read the numbers. You'll see numbers written on the face of the wheel. One side the numbers are backwards, the other side the numbers can be read, and that's the side that should be facing out when you place it in the box. You can then close the cover of the box. The next step is to fill a test tube up to the top line with your water sample. You'll find that the plastic test tubes have a frosted area at about 1/3 of the height of the tube and a thin line below about the top quarter of the tube. That's the top line you'll use to fill this tube with your water sample. Place that tube in the hole on the left side of the color comparator box. Add the water sample to a bottle that has a mark for 20 milliliters, and then open the foil packet. Well, whoops, I almost forgot. A good step to take before you open the packet is to notice the blue markings on the packet. That represents the top. Hold it at the top and tap the packet on a hard surface to try to get as much of the powder towards the bottom of the packet as possible. You can then tear open the packet. I happen to have one that I already opened and I'll go ahead and use. Open the packet by pinching the sides, and you may have to open it a little bit with your finger. Pinch the sides until you get the packet open, and then add the entire contents, tapping it to make sure that all the contents are delivered to the sample in the bottle. You'll then close, well, you can actually just swirl this bottle. You don't even really need to invert it in order to mix the sample, and wait for 8 minutes. So you can pause now.